Hey, what's up? Monday morning. Don't you love Mondays? Mine is a very depressing Monday down here. It's like every other day this week it's raining, and we had a storm come through here last night. We get rain down here that drops droplets that'll fill, like 1 ounce droplets come down. It's just amazing. It doesn't last long, but it dumps gallons and gallons of water. Yet there are parts of this country that are in a very bad drought, so it's kind of weary. Now, we're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about the plane. Okay, you've all heard about the plane that Qatar, they call it Qatar, or something like that anyhow, and I used to pronounce it Qatar, but they pronounce it Qatar. Okay, or Qatar or something like that. Anyhow, they given a $4 million plane to the $400 million plane to Trump to use as Air Force One. Now here's the story on this plane, and this is why this is a sucker's gift. It is nothing like what he thinks it is. It's not a brand. First of all, it's not a brand new jet. It's 13 years old. Okay. It spent the last 5 years in storage while Qatar tried to sell it, and nobody wanted it. Well, first of all, it's too gaudy. Trump likes gaudy, so he'd like it. Listen, gaudy is what put the Taj Mahal casino out of business in Atlantic City. So, this is nothing any different about that. But that's, what the story is. It's Trump was dumb enough to want it, and he's dumb enough to keep producing, to keep sitting there and saying, this is great, this is wonderful, this is what we want in the world. We need this plane. Why should I say no? Well, because it's a piece of crap, basically. You're going to have to spend at least $1 billion, maybe more, I've heard, to upgrade it to standards of an Air Force One. To have it sitting in the shadows so that you can use it as a personal airplane, it's still going to take you about $1 billion to rehab that plane. Because when you get out of the service, it's 13 now, and it's going to be 17 years old. All right? By the time you get that plane ready to operate, the two Air Force One jets should be ready. Okay? You can't use that. Secondly, you can't use that jet as an Air Force One jet because they always have a decoy plane, and there's not another one of those around. Unless you want to spend another $400 million. You want to spend $400 million buying another one of those just stupid jets. Okay? Because they got a couple of old ones sitting in hangars, I hear. So, see what you could do with that, Donnie, baby, huh? The great businessman. Make a deal. You made deals, all right. You've never made a deal where other people don't get hurt. It's always you walk away smiling, and everybody else, and a lot of the little guys get tromped on. That happened in the construction of the casinos. It's happened everywhere else you've ever been in business. Okay. Yeah, you walk away clean, and you've got a lot of people you can blame it on. Can you, I just, doesn't work that way, okay? You're the one that's at fault. You made the mistakes. You're the idiot. I don't want to say idiot, but you're not the smart one in the room. Believe me. Nobody knows what your IQ is. I just figured that they don't want to embarrass you by telling you what it is, Mine's over 140, which is supposed to be a genius level IQ. Do I think I'm a genius? Far from it. Depends on what you're talking about, What else is going on? Oh, we're becoming a dumb country now. Trump says we're a stupid country. And he's right. We elected him. We have a bunch of people out there whose where our standards are dropping, I almost want to go to, I've thought about this a long time, and I know people aren't going to like it, but the communism used to take people and give them an aptitude test, and if they had an aptitude for engineering, they became an engineer. They didn't have a choice. Okay? They weren't given a choice. They became engineers, got college and everything for free, but they had a level that they have to meet. They had to meet. If they failed that level, they ended up being, sanitation engineers in a nuclear plant. So there's, but they did that, We give people freedom of choice. People study subjects that they're not necessarily adapted to, I'm very good mechanically with my hands, and I'm good at solving problems, but I've been told that I'm not good with people. And that's possible, but I've changed a lot since those days, my younger days, and I get along with a lot more people than I did back then. And I have empathy for people and animals and stuff like that, so I think I'm okay in that direction. But I am far from a genius, and I don't profess to be a genius. I used to tell people I have a genius IQ. What happened to me in school was that I was told to take subjects that I didn't like. And when I don't like something, I fail it. I just get bored. I don't want to try it. I don't pay attention. It takes a lot for me to pay attention to something. So I guess it's some sort of attention disorder. But if I don't like it, I'm not going to learn it. So, I had a problem in school with that. That's a stupid country. And then you have today. I just found out that Joe Biden has a advanced form of prostate. Well, they call it a prostate cancer, but it's already done what they call masticated to the bone, which is that's bone cancer. Same sort of thing happened to my brother. Okay, he went into surgery for colon cancer. Came out, they missed a piece. It masticated to the liver, and from the liver to the bone, and that was it for my brother. He was given 3 years to live. At the diagnosis, he lived another for over 5 years. He had a lot to do. His brain was unbelievable, and that brain was what kept him alive. But if this is true about Biden, it explains a lot. There was a actor that was on the show NCIS Los Angeles that I don't know whether they said he had pancreatic cancer or what, but they were telling him that it was stage 4 prostate cancer. That's what they said, and that's what more or less Biden has. But if you look at it, if you see him as he stayed on the show and kept doing the show till he died. I think basically he was in a hospital bed for one episode. That's a guy. That's exactly what Joe looked like when he was walking around and talking and getting confused. So I almost agree with Donnie Jr. that. He's had the disease for a while. But to call it a national cover-up, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that just don't want to talk about it, He felt he had a great vice president in Kamala, and that Kamala could take over if something happened to him. But in the meantime, he was going to go out and do the job because in his opinion, the country needed him because he was considered the only one who had a possibility of beating the snake. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay. I have no problem with that. I don't think that he was deliberately doing it, and trying to deceive the country. He was just trying to do what he felt was best for the country. Excuse me. But the way Junior went about it, calling it a cover-up and everything else, right after he said he agreed with the statement coming out that the world, you know, and sympathizes with Joe in his time of need and everything like that. And he's just a despicable little prick that doesn't have a job in the world, you know, has to go around doing things to try and find a job, you know. What can I say? I know also, going back to last week, I think I might have said something yesterday. Oh, no, I didn't talk to you yesterday. But maybe on Friday the story was out. That the issue about the television show for so immigrants could win citizenship, man, that just... There's another show. It wasn't Rollerball. It wasn't... Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. I don't know what the story was that was with, but there was similar television show that was about that. That's why I say your people got to start reading. If you read, you would have known what was going on. You would have suspected it. You might not have believed it was going to happen, but you would have been able to maybe react faster to Orwell's to what's going on if you'd read Orwell's 1984. And women, you know, in the book Handmaid's Tale, they basically wake up and their lives are changed. You know, they go from independent to slavery. And that's what's going to happen in the United States. I you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. You have this general that was out there. You want to do a television. Before I get to the general, you want to do a television show to give a citizen a chance. Let me say something. I don't know the criteria. I don't know the questions, but it's quite possible we could get people citizenship that don't deserve it, if you do it that way, because they're not completely vetted. All right? Because if they qualify as a citizen, they should just be able to go down and apply for it and go through the regular channels rather than have to sit there and humiliate themselves on national TV. But there are people that will do it because they're desperate. So, you know. Other story was there was a general that was talking about, oh, damn it, the headsets policies and whatnot, transgender policies and whatnot. And he said he comes from a generation that, he said his work was mostly in anti-terrorism. And he says, we didn't care about your sexual orientation, your race. We didn't care about anything, so long as you were able you were willing and able to do the job. Now, no. You could be brilliant, female, and be screwed. You could be brilliant, transgender, and screwed. You could be brilliant and gay. No job for you in the military. You got to get out. I think the only person that has to get out of the military is Hedgeseth. He is a recovering alcoholic, and I got to tell you, I've been a recovering alcoholic now for 38 years. It's you're not the same person. Your personality changes, but a lot of your cognitive things aren't the same after you come away from that. Okay, so you unless you pay attention and try to correct them physically. I don't think he's doing that. He's too busy doing what he's doing. Like Patel. Patel goes to sporting events. He's so far from being an administrator, it's like, you know, why is he there? Oh, please. What's going on? That's it, huh? Is that it? Is that the end of the day? Yes, that's the end of the day for me. Go out, subscribe to my videos if you like them, and what else can I tell you? Comment. I like comments. You know, they don't have to be good ones. Just comment. All right, listen. I have 9 subscribers, which means I'm like so far down the line of people that are going to pick where they're going to put me in. If you ask to find me on YouTube, it's very difficult. But make the effort. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll love you. Okay? Not in a sexual way. All right. Take care, folks.